Hey guys, welcome back to Surviving Chronically. I am at my local library. My hair is a complete mess as usual, but my husband had an appointment today, and we needed to do some things in town, so I just rode with him, and we just came to the library to record this video for you guys while he was in his appointment. This video is I don't know. I'm probably going to offend some people with this video, and I'm okay with that, but I feel like there's a lot of people out there who need help with this situation, and myself included. Just because I've been doing this for so long doesn't mean that I know exactly what to do when it comes to having problems with helping family and friends understand your illness. Like it's not that easy, especially when you have a complicated illness such as such as many other people out there who have illnesses that are just not easy to explain. You can't be like, oh, I have XYZ and people know what you're talking about. That's not how it happens for people like us. So I had put out a question in my group on Facebook probably sometime last month, and asked what they would like to see coming up in the new month. And I had a lot of people respond and say that they would like to hear how to help family and friends and people around you understand your chronic illness. And and I do feel like I can offer some insight into this, but I also feel like I struggle with having some of my family and friends understand. I think it's just a hard thing to explain, and it depends on what you're trying to explain, but I put together some tips for you guys that I have used that have been beneficial with me in the past, where I've had people who didn't understand what was going on with me or flat out didn't believe me. I tried these methods to change the way that they saw me. So first, let's say that chronic illness, I said a moment ago, is something that is really hard to understand. It's hard for people to comprehend and wrap their head around the fact that some people live their daily life in some form of pain, and that some days they are unable to function at all. And I feel like people have a hard time wrapping their head around it because it scares them. Because it scares them that it could be them. That if it could happen to me or you or anybody else who has chronic illness, that it could happen to them. So therefore, if they claim that it's fake or that we're faking, they don't have nothing to fear. They don't have to fear that it could be them next. And like I said before, I struggle with having my family and friends understand. I do have very supportive family and friends. I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't, but it did take me a long time to get everybody in my family to understand. Even still, some of them do not understand. Like, I'll make plans to do something, and it turns out that I'm not able to because of my health, and I'll get guilt trips thrown at me sometimes, or I'll get complete lack of compassion. And I'm not saying every time, but it does happen, and it happens more than it should. So I feel like what I have done is shown these people were there for me during the time when I got sick, and they were there for all that I've been through over the last almost 13 years, and they still sometimes have a hard time wrapping their head around the fact that I can be okay today or okay right now and not okay 10 minutes, 5 minutes, tomorrow, the next day. It doesn't matter. I don't have any control over it, and that it scares me, obviously, and I'm sure that scares them, having an illness that you can have zero control over. So my first thing that I want to say, and this is where I feel like I'm probably going to offend people, and that's okay with me. Some people have ruined it for those of us who truly have a chronic condition by faking it or by over-exaggerating their condition in order to get medications. And I'm not saying that is the case. That is actually hardly ever the case. But the fact that it is the case, it portrays badly and reflects on those of us who truly do struggle with chronic illness. So I think that the first step is proving it to the people that you are trying to prove it to. And I know that that can be hard to do because some of you do not have a diagnosis at all. You can't just be like, oh, here it is on the paperwork, it says that I have XYZ. That's not how it works. However, you could prove to them through sharing with them what you learn at doctor's visits, or what you have learned doing your own research, or share with them a journal that you keep of your symptoms, or however you are doing this. Find a way to show them in a way that they can see what's going on with you. And I know that that seems like so degrading, but sometimes it takes people having to be able to look at it and read it and see it. And that leads me to my second tip, that read up on your condition. Educate yourself as much as you can. Read up on it. Know what you can. The more you know, the more you get done. The more you know about your condition, the less chance you have of a doctor or somebody around you not being able to understand or call you a faker, as we know that they love to do. So if you educate yourself about your condition and read up on it, research, do as much as you can to understand what's happening to yourself. And once you understand what's happening to you, it makes it a little bit easier to explain it to someone else. Say, a good example is when I found out maybe a year and a half ago that I was in stage 2 of chronic kidney disease. I didn't know anything about kidney disease. I didn't know anything about any of that. So I took the time to educate myself about what having chronic kidney disease meant. One thing that we as chronic illness people do wrong is hiding our bad days. We try to pretend like they're not happening. So my third tip is, do not hide your bad days anymore. If you want them to believe you about what's going on with you, show them. Don't hide it. Don't act like you are Superman, Superwoman, and you don't need no help and you can face this all alone. That's not how this works. You're not going to get anywhere that way, in my opinion. So don't hide your bad days. Don't pretend to feel good when you don't anymore. From now on, if you want to start to show people how to understand, be real. Be real with how you're feeling. That way they don't say, oh, you seem fine. I get that a lot. Oh, you seem better. Oh, you seem fine. Oh, I seem a lot of things. So don't hide it anymore. Don't be like, I'm okay. Be like, I'm not okay today. Which I struggle with myself. I'm not even going to say that I don't. Like, I will say I'm okay until I'm blue in the face. Until somebody will look me in my eye and be like, you're not okay though. You're not. And I'm lucky to have people around me that will call me out and be like, you're not okay. And I know that some of you guys don't, so I think it's time for you to stop hiding your bad days. That way, you're living in your truth. You're living and starting to accept your truth, which I'm going to talk about a little bit in a few minutes here more in the video. But the fourth tip I have is to get involved in a group or community. You need a tribe. You need a tribe of people who understand what you're going through. So if you do not have a diagnosis, find a chronic illness group on Facebook, or a chronic illness group in your community that you can attend, or just somebody that you can talk to that understands, just a group of people who get it. And I will tell you guys, I've mentioned before that I am a part of a group on Facebook. I'm part of several chronic illness groups on Facebook, but I'm an admin of one called Chronic Illness Friends Near and Far. These people are supportive, loving, amazing people, and we would love to have you if you need to find a group, a tribe, where you can be yourself and get some love and some support and some belief, because we believe you and we get it. So if you guys want to check that group out, I'll put the link in the description of the video. And the other admins in that group are really, really great people. Like I have come to know them very well, and I truly love them all. They are a great group of people. But if you can't get on Facebook or you can't find a tribe like that, don't give up. Try to find people in some way, some form, for you to have an outlet of people to talk to that do understand, so that the people around you that don't understand don't beat you down to nothing. Number 5, don't allow yourself to be degraded by anyone who is supposed to care about you. If someone is supposed to care about you and love you, they're not going to look you in your face and call you a liar. They're not. And that's just how I feel about it. You're not doing yourself any favors by allowing someone around you who picks away pieces of you to make you smaller, or who makes you feel like you're a liar, or who makes you feel like you're using your illness as an excuse. If that is what somebody is doing, they don't love you. They don't love you like they claim, and that's just facts, in my opinion. And I know that sometimes some of you talk about, like, my husband don't understand, my wife don't understand, my kids don't understand, and I know that those people love you. They should love you, at least. I know that oftentimes is where you're looking to try to get people to understand, but I'm saying that if you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a friend who is supposed to care about you, and you try to go through these steps to help them understand what's going on with you, and they still don't believe you, to me, they are a waste of your space and of your energy and of where you're headed in your life. They are not for growth if they're not willing to help you to accept. So that leads us to number 6. Ask yourself if the people you are trying to understand are even worth the effort of trying to make them understand. And that sort of goes along with number 5. If these people that you are trying to help understand your chronic illness are not going to understand anyways, or are not worth the breath or the time or the energy, allow yourself to set a boundary and walk away from that relationship until they are ready to understand, until they are ready to hear your truth and accept it with you. Don't allow yourself to be degraded, as I said earlier. Don't allow yourself to allow the people around you to degrade you because you feel like you're broken because you have an illness. That is not the truth, and you do not deserve to be degraded. And also, you have to ask yourself, will they ever believe you or understand anyways? Are you just wasting your time and trying to make them to believe you? Like, are you wasting your energy on somebody who is always going to see you in a negative light and never, ever try to believe you? If that's the case, let them go. Draw that line. Learn that those boundaries are meant for you, for your mental health, and for your feeling like a normal person. Even though you have a chronic illness does not mean that you deserve to be treated differently. Which leads me to number 7 tip, is to have real conversations with these people that you are trying to get to understand. And when I say have a real conversation, I mean tell them how you feel. Tell them how they make you feel. Tell them how their actions and how their disbelief is making it hard for you to move forward and hard for you to accept your reality and get the treatment or whatever step you are in the process, even if you're just in the step of trying to get a diagnosis. If they're not going to believe you during the diagnosis process, they're probably not going to believe you ever. And that's at the point you ask yourself, am I wasting my time? Am I wasting my time trying to get somebody to listen? If you sit down with them and have a real conversation with them like I just suggested, and they still don't listen, to me that they're disrespecting you, and there is no making them listen. 8 and 9 are more about doing things for yourself to help you accept what's going on so you won't care what other people think. Number 8 is to look into a foundation and nonprofit that has anything to do with chronic illness or the illness that you are struggling with, and try to find ways to help other people who are struggling like you are. Once you find a group in your tribe, like I said earlier, you start to feel better because you have people who believe you. You have people you can turn to who understand. And when you get involved in organizations and you start helping other people, you start to feel better about yourself. Or at least that's how it is for me. When I help other people, I feel better about me. And the last tip is mindset and growth. Find a way to be okay with your reality. And sometimes that's a daily thing, to learn to be okay with your reality every day. If you have a chronic condition, sometimes you have to wake up every morning and be like, you know what? This is my life and I have to face it, and that's what I have to do. And I know that that's hard to do, but if you could just take some time to learn how to accept what is going on with you, it becomes easier for you to accept if other people can't believe you because you know your truth. I hope that these tips have been helpful to you guys, and they have been the way that I have been trying to have family and friends understand what is going on with me when it comes to my conditions. I hope that you guys will like and subscribe and hit the little bell so that you'll get notifications when I upload a new video. I have a lot of great stuff coming up. I can't wait to share with you guys. And also, I'm going to be linking a vlog at the end of this on how to get doctors to listen to you. For those of you who are still working on trying to get a diagnosis or understand what is going on with you, that vlog is perfect to help you know what you need to do to get answers from doctors or from nurse practitioners or from whoever you're seeing. It gives you some tips on getting some real answers. I hope that you guys have a great day, and I hope that you always remember that you are not alone.